Also with us in the studios this morning is Al Asbat Al Hassan Sidi, and he's a PRO Pragya Okada Drivers Union Ashanti region. Sidi, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, man.
How are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm well. Temper should be down.
Yeah, today.
Temper should be down.
Today I'm fully aggressive.
No, you shouldn't be aggressive.
That's why I was in my
your smoker.
Yeah.
Don't be aggressive. Don't be aggressive. I think we need to do some rearrangement. Maybe Doctor would have to take the middle seat, and then Randy would have to relocate.
No, I mean I am extra okay with where
We're talking
I'm
about
sitting.
Doctor. I mean Engineer Dr. William Saka. He's the head of Transportation Engineering Division, CSIR BRRI. Doc, good morning to you.
Good morning.
And I'm sure you've been enjoying that banter between CD
Yes,
and Wilson.
yes. I hope the discussion is going to be peaceful.
But David, I thought I was rather speaking to you than to CD. That's what CD is my man.
Oh no, you are speaking with me, so that's why I said I'm going with aggressive this morning.
Hold on, gentlemen.
Okay.
Hold on, gentlemen. And like I said, if need be, we need to do some rearrangement in the studios this morning. But let's say, if you're listening to us on radio, trust me, you would appreciate the conversation more if you join us on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM. Join us on Facebook right here, right now, on LUV 99.5 FM. Because on Facebook, we've got visuals to show to you. I mean, so we've got videos, we've got pictures, things that would help you understand and appreciate the conversation we're just about to have very well. All right, so LUV 99.5 FM on Facebook, that's how you can get us. Now, for a second time, city authorities have clashed with tricycle riders over their, disregard of a directive not to ride into the CBD. Now, if you recall, the first standoff saw some military officers destroy some Pragya, and that was somewhere last week. We had a conversation about it, and then we hoped that things would improve, things would get better. Now, the second clash saw Pragya riders raid the KMA premises to take over their seized bikes. Now, they succeeded in retrieving some 3 out of 46 seized tricycles. In the process, 6 police officers got injured and some 12 riders were arrested. Now, I'd like for you to appreciate the sounds and the visuals as to what happened, on Monday. That's why I'm asking you to join us on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM, because on Facebook, your mind will be blown away. The number of Pragya riders that hit the streets of Kumasi, walked to the KMA premises, and took over their tricycles. It will blow your mind. And some of the words that they were even chanting and saying on their way to the KMA, I'll say it's bad. That's me. But I don't know about you. But join us on Facebook right now on LUV 99.5 FM and see things for yourself. Now, for those of you who, for one reason or the other, will not be able to join us on Facebook, here are sounds from what happened on Monday. Take a listen.
How many jobs have you people created for us? I consider it.
So for more on this, join us on Facebook, and you get, they're not just about sounds, all right? But we've got visuals for you to appreciate as well. So you've heard them via, the sound we played for you a while ago. But if you join us on Facebook on LUV 99.5 FM on Facebook, you will see what they were doing aside from their chants. You see for yourself how they blocked the roads, how they were able to take away 3 of their Pragyas in the possession of the KMA and all that. Join us on Facebook and see it for yourself. For those of you who were watching before, I'm sure that you see that we've made some changes in the studios. I have asked Randy to move to a different seat, and he has graciously done that. So doctor is in the middle. So when the fires are coming, doctor will be the shield. So
David, there are no fires coming. I don't know why you feel like there's
Doc,
any...
do you feel the fire?
I've been with him
Hold on.
on
Doc, you feel the
radio.
fire?
Somehow.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
you can,
feel,
so you can
but
join
to
us.
me, I'm so
Fine.
calm.
So join us on
are you not calm?
Everybody is
Gentlemen,
calm. Everybody is
so
calm.
that's it.
Fine. So let's do this.
We are calm.
You can join us with your thoughts on 055-1111-995. All right, we want to have a win-win situation.
Yeah,
That's
good,
what we're looking
good.
for. A win-win situation. That's what we're looking for. So, as somebody who lives in Kumasi, who lives in the Ashanti region, what do you think the way forward should be? I mean, the KMA, among other things, says, listen, we want to decongest the CBD. One of the ways by which we think we can decongest the CBD is to prevent or restrict Pragya riders from getting to the CBD. The Pragya riders are saying, no, that directive will not wash with us. We will not heed that call. So, as you watch us on Facebook, as you listen to us on radio, how do we get a win-win situation? So, Randy, once you are here, let me start with you. I've given a bit of an idea, as to what transpired on Monday that led to the KMA premises being, stomped by Pragya riders. But you are the person at KMA. What happened on Monday that made riders stomp the premises? What really happened?
Good.
Well, yes, he said good because he wants that. And
Address the question for me. Address the question for me.
Interestingly, when the whole thing started, okay,
Now, what
from
did
the
you
moment.
Hold on, CD. Hold on. That is why
What is fine?
CD.
Okay.
So you see who is calm and who isn't.
CD.
Great.
Hold on. All right.
Well,
So,
note from what you
when the whole thing started in the morning, CD was nowhere to be found in the picture. And so therefore, his account is a reported version. Me, myself, and I,
That's
Randy
what I'm asking.
Wilson,
What happened?
I was there.
What happened?
We went out, as we have said time and over, we have transport reorganization exercise planned and being carried out. The last few times I was here, I mentioned our database, and one of your callers called in and said, are you going to gather data before you do enforcement? I don't know the person's background and the kind of work or instructions that he gets in his workplace and how he does the things. But this is how KMA set out to do it. David, you and I, if you've not even traveled before, you see it on TV, in movies, that when you go out there and you have parked wrongly, a policeman does not come and speak to you. He just writes and puts the whatever ticket in front of your vehicle, and then he leaves. How did they get to that state? And that is what we are trying to do. At least build a certain database that makes us think like today's people. Okay? We cannot just look at what is happening.
So Randy, what happened that made them
And
stomp
so
the
we
premises?
are in our process to reorganize our transport services. Then we were asked 29th of April, add tricycle to the planning. Now this morning, in your studio, you mentioned, why has KMA sat down all this up to now? We are doing it today too, and it is another problem. On Monday, as part of our transport reorganization exercise, we had told the tricycle operators that from 24th of July, the Assembly has resolved that we restrict their activities to certain radios. From the 24th, I think I've been here 2 or 3 times. We've spoken on live here, and we've spoken severally, okay? And I've gone to different radio
That is what I'm
stations.
asking. What happened for them?
So, on Monday, although enforcement was supposed to start, what we were told to do is to go and ward off the people from the various points that they were not supposed to come in and work. I was there. Myself, the PRO, and some other departmental heads, we were there, and at KJTR, anybody that came from the MTN roundabout and was trying to get to the other side of Edum, we will tell you to just turn and go. And David, more than 100 tricycle operators who we met coming were asked to turn, and almost all of them turned and went round. Anybody that obeyed the instruction that was given, the person was allowed. There was a tricycle that came, a pragia that came and had 2 women, and then one had a baby. They were going to Konfanoche. We just told them, you can go, but next time, do not pass here. There was another guy who was going to court. I mean, these are the ones that passed through my hands. There were a few other ones that I saw they were allowed to pass through, even go beyond the radius that they have been given. And so on Monday, we were just there, just warding them off as the instruction we have been given. A few of the tricycle operators had parked behind the zoo, and we asked whose tricycle is this, and it's like the guys left them there and then went off, so that when the enforcement team leaves, they will just come and pick them. And these were the ones that the security people said we should start picking. And then a few other ones who resisted in capital. The idea of they turning round, they were the ones that were picked.
How did you pick them? Did you have
We,
access to the keys to ride?
no, an enforcement officer will sit in it and then they will ride to KMA.
Okay, so-
Peacefully.
So you took 46 bikes.
We took 46 that we're talking about. Some were picked the previous week.
Okay,
yes. And last Thursday, he was there and they were trying to let us release them. So we took them peacefully to the KMA towing yard. Okay. And then the team, up to a certain point, we realized that they were not coming in again. And so it went like, okay, the message has been sent. Can we move to another area? We came to the 2-4 roundabout. And interestingly, around the roundabout where you usually have a lot of these structures parked there was nobody there. And things were just moving. And then we just passed through a doom. Hey, yes, I'm on for her. And there were, whoever tries to resist, enforcement team, then they will let somebody sit in it and take you there. And so we went back to the yard to assess the situation and report also to our director that this is it. We've carried out the education. We went here, we've done this. Should we go again or something like that? So whilst there, then we saw some of the guys coming. When they came, they wanted to pick their tricycles. But we said, we picked these and brought them here. We don't know whether this one truly belongs to you or not. And so wait.
But you said you had the riders in there alongside us.
Yes, the riders rode them to the place. But when we finish, people will get out of it. How do you know that this one belongs to this
you didn't
person?
take any data?
We picked the vehicle numbers. We didn't pick the tricycle numbers.
The names of the
We
riders?
didn't know that. We didn't.
Okay.
Because like in the midst of
I understand.
these things. So, and then we said,
But you
let's
could have handed them to another officer to handle that.
to handle that. But most of us, the leaders, were on the field, okay? And so that is why we even came in the afternoon, wanted directives from the top so we could take decisions on them. And so we told them, please take your time. Let your leaders come. We were getting the PRO's camera so that we come. Their leaders are there. This motto with this number. This guy says it is his, we take a photo or something of that sort. Because should somebody come the following day and say the ones that were parked at the zoo area.
And they said what? They didn't agree to it?
They didn't agree to it.
But you have said to me before that these people, not all of them are registered. You don't even recognize them. So how do you say they should bring leaders?
The CD is sitting here, okay? He claims, and I'm emphasizing the claim, that he's a leader of the tricycle operators. Last week, Thursday, in the evening, he was there to pick the few tricycles we had taken in the previous.
But we know that some of them are operating Wawa. So if they don't have a leader.
And so he came and he was there to pick it for them. So we would assume that he is a leader as he claims.
So what then?
So if he is there, and then
what then caused them to take over the premises and say they're taking the lead?
so wait,
You are right.
so that when your leaders come, and then we also have our camera, we will let you stand by the tricycle, and then your leader will stand there we will take a photo. The tricycle number will show that you picked it, and then your leader would testify that yes, this guy took it, so that tomorrow when somebody comes and says my tricycle was picked from the zoo but I can't find it, at least we'll trace the number and then we'll see that this person is the one that picked this. Very good.
So what happened?
And so I mean, I think this is basic, okay, that we all should at least accept. They say no, we know our tricycle and we want to pick it. And before you could say Jack, some of them were making calls, calling their brothers and friends to come. And you showed videos how they had marched towards KMA. And so they come in and start struggling with the police officers. Your videos are showing. And tried to pick. So at a point, the 3 that they took were, the officers were trying to take them and then scuffle ensued. Okay? You know, 6 of the police officers were, and so we just said, let them take these ones. But then they called for reinforcement, and then we blocked the place when the reinforcement came.
So when these 3 has been taken away, somebody comes in and says, can't find my bike, and it's part of the 3, what then happens?
What then happens? David, I would be very happy if you could give me an answer.
No, so
and that is why,
to go.
So that is why the initial idea of we taking records before they leave was very important. But I am telling you, as I started saying it, it didn't sound important in your intro, in your discussion earlier. And KMA was there, and 3 of them were. I mean, the way you guys even mentioned it. But this is basic. This is.
If we wanted to rely on only our accounts, we wouldn't have invited you. And that's why I began by asking you that I have said mine, what happened, and you have narrated something to us.
Very good.
But hold on for me. Aside from the fact that they took the 3 tricycles away, you allowed them to take away.
We have pictures and
Don't worry.
of people that took them.
Unfortunately, you said to me when I asked that question that when you got there in the heat of the moment, you were not able to collect data as to numbers and who it belongs to, who was riding it, and all that. But
yes, I said it.
Yes, but also in the video, we saw some other vehicles having their windscreens smashed. Whose vehicles are they?
There were vehicles that were passing from that were on the Harper Road, moving towards the Golden Tulip area.
So people's vehicles have been destroyed.
Vehicles.
I see. Sidi, you've heard, Randy, tell us what happened. Narrate to us what he thinks happened. What, is that a true reflection of what happened?
Please ask the question. What has he been told because he was not there?
You see, sometimes I don't know how Mr. Randy want to
answer my question.
Okay.
Answer my question. What happened for Prague riders to storm the premises of KMA to take delivery of seized motorbikes?
I think on Wednesday, there is a blockade of the road towards race course, which I called you.
Yeah.
At that moment, I was at the Central Police Station. When your people and that military W ran for their life and came there, wanting the police to assist them with the reinforcement. I can't recall the name of that commander, and he said, no. If you know that you are not prepared for this exercise, withdraw. Because we can't always be giving you reinforcements and nothing good will come out of it. Then a bit time, the commander of one MPNE, that is what is written on his name, came out and he called me and said, he has been told that my people has blocked the road to Swami, to MTN runabout. How can we solve it? I said, I'm not aware of that. He said, no. Now, he wants me and our chairman, Alhaji Kamil and Mejemu, to go and find solution to this problem. And I promised him that I will go and do it. On my way going, my uncle, Mr. Randy, called me and said, you see what your people are doing? I said, uncle, calm down. I will solve the problem for you. When I got there, they pushed, they blocked the road. He has my videos. That I and my chairman was trying to disperse the crowd. So afterwards, we took these people to Central Mosque. And they told us, you have picked their 3 motos to your office. And we said, okay, they should calm down. For that 3 motos, I will call my uncle Randy so that afterwards I will go for the motos. So on Thursday morning, I had a call that the guys have mobilized themselves, that they are going to the KME to go and take their motor. So I went and meet them. And I told them, no, they should give me some time. I will go there. That time you have invited me for a certain program at Prempeh Assembly Hall. So my chairman and vice chairman were there before. Later on, I joined. So after the program, you told the media that from this place, you are going to give us the 3 motors. So we called the guys and give them assurance that today your motors will be given to you. So we know the 3 people. So we called them. They came. We followed you to your office. When we go to this place, you say, oh, go and see the military officer. When we go to the military officer, you say that, go and see the convener. When we go to convener, you say that, me, I'm not in charge. Go and see this.
Who called you to come for the bikes? Or who told you they will give you the bikes?
Mr. Randy.
So when you got there, why did you go to Randy?
We went to him and he said that, okay, the bikes will be given to us. That's why I say, as for Mr. Randy, sometimes when we meet him, like some little bit understanding is coming out of, but sometimes
no, when he gave you the assurance that you'll be getting your bikes on that day. Hold on. When he gave you the assurance that you get your bikes on that day,
yes, please.
When you got to the premises and you had challenges, why didn't you get back to Randy?
We got back to him. He was there. And then when we saw that that guy, what is his name? Your convener.
You guys, go on.
Yes. So he said that we should go and see the WO, the military officer who smashed our screen. He is in charge of what. So I approached him. Then I explained things to him. He said, okay, then we should go inside. We came inside and we were told to go and see the director. He's around. We went to the director's office and met the assembly members surrounding him. Then they started bringing some suggestions that will not help solving this problem. So when we came out, we and Mr. Randy, and they said we should sign undertake. 4, they are giving us that 3 bike in condition that we accepted that our people will not come to the CBD anymore. Then we say, no, how can we do this? Because of these 3 motor, you want to use our hand to tie us. And we are 3 executives. We can't decide for all the people there. If this is the condition, then leave the motor. So we were there up to around 5. We called some people to intervene. Still, you are proving difficult. So we decided to left. So when we left, we came to the guys, we told them they should take their time. The motor we will get. They say, until when? So like they started shouting, we say, oh, the next day is Friday. Then we realized Friday is holiday. You didn't come to work. Saturday, Sunday. And Monday, you went the same place. And you had some misunderstanding with our guys. So you arrested the motors back to the same place.
They took delivery of other, they seized other motorbikes.
Good.
How many?
On Monday.
How many?
That day, I don't know the number because, as he said, I wasn't there.
Okay.
Good. So I was there later when I had the call that our people have mobilized themselves that they are going there to retrieve their motors. So when I got to the scene, I said, oh, let's wait. We will go for the motor. They said, no, now we don't believe in you people. Because even 3 motors, you couldn't get them for us. How about this more than 30 motors? So we will go ourselves and take our motors. So we spoke with them and they say, okay, they have heard our pledge. So we left for another meeting. So I was at the meeting when I had the call that they have insisted and went to the scene. That's why I say you caused it. If the first day you have accepted our proposal and give the 3 motors to us, at least they will have some belief in us that when we say we will do something for them,
but do you agree that the actions by your some of the riders to storm the KMA premises to retrieve the motorbikes was very wrong?
We condemned what they did. Totally condemned what they did at that day. But that's why I say, if like on Thursday,
they release the 3.
You release the 3. But that day when we told them that to stop, we will go for the rest. At least
what if
they will have some faith.
But you know that they have rolled out a program.
Good.
So even if they had released the bikes to you on what do you call it, the said Thursday,
yeah,
they would have still been able to take over or see some more bikes On a Monday.
Good. Yeah, which I know. But that on Monday, through what we did on Thursday, we can control them not to go there. Because if like someone has taken your trade bike and the one who promised you that he can take it for you, he has been able to do it. When he say, wait, I'll go for the ones that was taken today, at least the person will have some faith in you.
Why?
But the
If you're marching to go get your bikes,
yep.
how come police officers are injured? How come people have their vehicles windscreen smashed?
Good. This is where I have been condemning since Tuesday. You see, I told Mr. Randy, that's why always when our people get it, I told them, as for demonstration, it's not even part of our plan. Because you see, there are bad people around. There are people who are waiting for us to start something. Even they are not part of us, but they will take advantage of us to go and do something different, which at the later part, people will say that you Pragia people, you did it. But you see, the moment you, the authority, don't want to listen to us.
But if you say they don't want to listen to you,
I'm telling you,
hold on,
they have never considered any.
City, hold on. They are city authorities. They have rolled out a plan, an exercise to decongest the CBD. Between the two of you, who should be listening to who?
No, they should also listen to us.
Hold on. They are running the city.
Yes.
So if they take a directive or bring out a policy, you have to rather go to them and engage with them. It's not about they listening to you per se.
That's why we have been going to them. Whenever we go to them, whatever we will say, they have never considered any of our proposal.
I know that 12 of your people were arrested. Where are they now? Have they been given a bail or something?
No, yesterday they took them to court and they have remanded them.
So they're still in remand?
1 week. Yeah.
Have they been charged yet?
Yesterday, before I didn't go to the court, I didn't see the charges that they give it to.
But they're still in custody.
Yeah, they are there.
Okay, let me go onto the phone lines right now and speak to Honorable Kofi Juma. He was once the mayor for Kumasi. He's occupied that office before, and I remember, there was an occasion he himself tried to do some decongestion exercise. And there were a few issues that came up. We were talking about that and more this very morning. But let's hear from you. We're in this together. We want to have a win-win situation. What we're looking for is this. Listen, I love Kumasi. I love the Ashanti region. I know you do the same. So in our quest to have a win-win situation, in our quest to decongest the CBD, what should we be doing? Because even what happened on Monday, there were some gunshots. It is the second time there's been gunshots. And I pray that there will not be any more gunshots, because God alone knows what would happen in the near future if more gunshots should happen. Honorable Kofi Juma, thank you very much for your time. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm very well. Only I've missed you. It's been a very long time.
Yeah, I haven't been feeling well recently.
Yeah. Our prayers are with you. You are in our prayers, Kofi. But I'm sure you've been following this transport, reorganization program rolled out by the KMA.
Yeah.
What do you know about it? What can you tell us about this move by the KMA? What do you make of it?
Well, my understanding is that they put some restrictions on those Pragia users in the Central Business District. That's my understanding, and that is agitation against it by the Pragia owners.
This move by the Assembly, what do you make of it?
Well, I support the KMA. I really support the KMA. No modern city will allow it.
But one question that has been on the minds of many, including myself, is that it's a whole package that the KMA intends to roll out. But from where you sit, having been in that office before, is the problem really Praga riders getting into the CBD? Is that what is causing the congestion in town?
No, there are several elements in it. Praga is definitely one of them. And, you have to pick and deal with each one based on the type of problem that they cause.
What the situation is like right now, do you have the sense or the feeling that aside from they putting restrictions on the Praga riders from getting to the CBD, are they tackling the other issues as to people who are selling in the middle of the streets, on the shoulders of the streets,
they have to deal with that.
Parking unlawfully or running transport business unlawfully? Do you have the same sense that they are attaching seriousness in making sure that they don't do the wrong things as well?
Well, I haven't heard anything on that part, but they must do that. I mean, who will allow people to sell right in the middle of the street? I mean, those streets are made for cars, not for human beings. I mean, let's face it. We have stores. I mean, you want to sell, get a store. You want to ride a car. I mean, you want to ride a car right on the street, not on the sidewalk. You want to walk on the sidewalk. I mean, we must have some sanity in the way we manage our cities.
The fact that as we speak, Honorable Kofi Juma, we haven't heard anything in that direction, that, the unauthorized transport operators have not been moved, security men are not on their backs, people are selling on the streets and the pavements are still there, no security men on their back. How does that make you feel? And also let me add this, are we saying that if we should stop Pragya people from entering the CBD today, there'll be no congestion in the CBD?
No, I said there are several elements. People selling in the middle of the street and on the sidewalks, illegal parking of total cars, and of course, Pragya. You need to deal with all four. You don't just do one and leave the three. You need to do all four.
So as we speak right now, the fact that we're not seeing anything being done to those selling on the streets, what do you make of it?
I think there should be agitation for them to do it.
Who?
Like residents, media, everybody.
You have occupied that office before. Sure. How did you manage the situation at the time? Was it as bad as it is right now? What did you do to help bring sanity to the CBD?
I mean, there's no way I will allow you to sell on the street. There's no way I will allow it. And I didn't allow it. I will not allow you to park on the street. I mean, use the street as your station. I will not allow it. I'll find alternatives for you. All right? I'll find alternatives for you. But I will not allow certain things. We have to draw a line. There are certain things that you don't allow. Simple.
But would you say that authorities in this region, they have the testicular fortitude? They have that
means that people cannot pass through it. Yes.
But I'm saying that looking at our region, do you think that those in authority, they have that power to say they're not going to allow this? Because we see a lot of politics come to play in this, where people are being moved.
Politics will play, but call them and sit down with them and explain the need for it. I mean, I will not just come straight and just tell you move without talking to you. Call them and sit down with them. I set up a commission called the Transport Commission. Atabwa, for Excellency now, was chairman. And the commission was made up of the unions and other stakeholders. They sit down and resolve problems.
Would you say that what you did, how successful was it?
Say it again.
How successful were you with that approach?
Extremely successful. It was the road commission that we set in Kumasi that led to the National Road Commission because of the success that they chalked.
Tell me this, how much politics is at play here? Because if my memory serves me right, there was an occasion where you even invited some, taxi drivers and gave them some fuel because at the time they were raising concerns about the fact that, there was a court built in Edum and it was to prosecute them and all that. How much politics comes to play when some of these things,
you have to play your politics well, and you do your politics by dialoguing. Sit down with people, explain to them why they are causing problems and the effect even on them. They are human beings. They are rational human beings. If you're able to sit down with them and talk to them, they will understand.
Do you feel when political leaders compromise and allow these people to have their way because they threaten they will not vote, and then we say, okay, fine, because you are threatening not to vote, let's allow them.
It will not come in when you sit down and talk to them. You will not get the situation where they will say we will not vote. First of all, treat them with respect. That's number one. Treat them with respect. Let them know that these are the rules, and that we are all beneficiaries of these rules, and that if you decide to go against rules that we have all decided it's not good for us, you are sanctioned. But you sit down with them with respect and then discuss it. And rational human beings, they will understand. But if you go in with force and you don't explain things and stuff like that, there will be resistance. That one I agree with you.
So going forward, how do we have a win-win situation? What do we need to do? Aside
having call them, and dialogue. That's the win-win situation. Explain why you need to do certain things. You are not doing it because you have power. You are doing it because it's beneficial to all of us.
What if that approach doesn't work? Because a few occasions, I've heard from Randy, for example, say that, well, they've invited these people, they've told them what they intend to do. It seems as if they're not buying into what the KMA is.
You explain and dialogue with them and try to develop alternatives. You don't just call them and command them to do this. No.
Of this statement that says, if persuasion fails, force must be applied. Now, maybe they persuaded them.
Persuasion takes time. You allow certain things to go on for so long and you expect it to disappear overnight? No.
You don't condone the use of force, where we've seen, Pragya being destroyed, we've had gunshots and all that. You don't condone that?
I will never go to that level. It's not necessary. I remember even the traders who were trading on the streets. I set up what I call Ghana University. And we were doing classes for them at KMA. We invited them project to teach them how to do a better business and stuff like that. And gave them certificates after the completion of their courses. So, they are rational people. The reason is they want to make a living. And you show them alternative and better ways to make a living without working on any other body's rights.
Kofi, tell me, my last question to you is this. Do you foresee us winning this battle any day? Because since Kwesi time up until now, it looks like anything that the Assembly wants to roll out, people will resist. Can we ever have sanity in Kumasi?
The approach is the approach that is wrong. Akuetteh tried to use force. There was resistance. I didn't try to use force. I used dialogue, and it worked. Why reinvent the wheel? Why would you go back to the use of force when you have rational people? They just want to make a living. And you show them ways that they can do, and it can be done. It has been done.
You remember the Maxwell boys?
Yes.
Wasn't that a use of force?
Some of them into KMA. They are still there.
But when they there to use a bit of force?
Did you see them using guns and batons beating up people?
Well, they didn't use guns, but they used other things, though. But no, I appreciate your time.
The appearance that they are capable of enforcing is good enough.
I hear you. Honorable Kofi Juma, thank you very much for your time. He says dialogue. No use of force. Honorable Kofi Juma, my best friend of you, and I'm here watch it. He's gone. At this point in time, let me do some very important information sharing to our listeners as well. Now, do you have cash reserves or investments and require security?
We are ready.
Yeah, which guy is such a project promo? Mama Costuda. My reflect and say, I wouldn't say I got a buy it. It's got you, Caprana. We get over.
bɛɛ na wɔtwe ni ana kɛmifoɔ de hyehyɛ ba sɛ ɛnya deɛ ɔbɛma mo twi pragea no ayɛ adwuma ɛwɔ adum pampa so Dr. Mensa kejetia ɛne CBD hɔ baabia asɛm no bɛtɔ dwa no ɛnya deɛ ɛyɛ prageafoɔ no ɛde ɛno nti wɔn ɛyɛ ɔyɛkyerɛ pii na ɛde kyerɛ sɛ deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔn ani ɛngye ho ɛnɛ dɛn kɛmifoɔ ɛsan ɛkotu anamo ebie mu wɔn ɛyɛ asobrakyɛ no wɔn tete wɔn pragea no pii na ɛde ba kɛmi ɛno na hyɛ prageafoɔ no abufuo sɛ kwan bia so ɔbɛkɔ akɔgye wɔn pragea ɛno nti prageafoɔ bɛyɛ 200 ɛkɔ kɛmi hɔ ɛsɛ wɔn nsa ɔkakyerɛ wɔn ne polisifoɔ no kai ɛnam sɛ na abufuo ɛwɔ mu nti ɛmoba na ɔmo toto yɛ no ebi bɔ polisifoɔ ne tiri ho ebi bɔ so ɔmo ka ebi nso nsa nukure ni na ani enyan paa ɛnam so ɛma bambɔfoɔ no so ɛkyi mu mako edu emienu.
Prageafoɔ ne aprosifoɔ.
Keme, vamos sambod no. Keme. Vamos, Keme no. Ene ya Keme.
Prageafoɔ ne aprosifoɔ.
So I think that, as the former mayor said, we cannot build a city with Pragia tricycles. So there is the need to make sure that we have an appropriate mode of transport. Yeah, but as we've encouraged, I would say we should engage with them, make sure that we explain to them why the need for us to move on and then have an efficient public transport system, and for them to understand. Yes, we should engage with them, but the way we going about it, I think, is wrong, and that is not acceptable.
Obviously, we're not making any headway, are we? Because they rolled this thing out. There's been some resistance and all that. And I know that to a large extent, when you roll out a policy and there are resistance, you need to do some kind of evaluation of a sort to ascertain whether you are winning or you're losing or you're just staying where you are. What do you make of that bit? I mean, are we winning or we need to re-strategize?
So, David, you see, the KMA, they have the right to make these bylaws and whether to. But we're talking about the approach, right? We're not making any headway. But I would also want to say that we are not in a banana republic where we make laws and then anybody can just disobey the laws and we sit down aloof. It means it will continue on to happen. And so I'm not very happy with the situation that the whole authority will come up with some rules and then the people will stand against it and fight, trying to make sure that we would want to do what we want. I think that is not right. And we have to behave like we living in a democratic republic and not a banana republic.
So you are saying that we need to do things in a civilized manner.
Yes.
Now, at this point in time, I would like for you shared it once with us before. Tell us about the research work you did, because you're saying that the capacity of the CBD, like Idum, for example, is not overstretched if the right things are done. Tell us about that research.
If the right things are done.
Yeah. So, this is before
Randy to listen.
Hold on.
Randy to listen to.
He's listening all the time.
Before right
Hold
things,
on.
Explain.
if right things are done.
Can we
what
listen to the
what
expert
we're
here on
saying
this,
is
please?
that we measure the volume, right? And at any section of
Volume
the road,
of
of vehicles, and at any section of a road, we have what we call the capacity, which is the maximum number of vehicles which can fill past that particular point. And we realize that the volume of vehicles in a dome is below the capacity of the road, so we're not expected to have congestion.
When did this research take place? What do you need to do this?
I think last year under the Sustainable Urban Mobility.
Just
Project.
last year?
Yes, just last year. Yes, and the report is available. We've made it available. I think Randy has a copy.
It's my project.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not supposed to. We're not supposed to have congestion at the dome.
We're not supposed to. We should not have
vehicles-
congestion in
No,
the dome.
looking at the number of vehicles traversing the sections of the road, you're not supposed to. And so we found out that the congestion as a result of non-traffic related factors. So you have people
Such as okay, so give us one.
people selling
Where?
on the pavements, right, of the road, on the walkways, which force people to jaywalk, and so they cross the vehicles. The
main
vehicle
road.
will have to slow down, and in doing so, it creates this congestion, right? And there's also the problem of vehicles parking, right, in the middle of the road to load vehicles, to load and then offload goods to the shops there, right? So these are the problems, right? And the issue of Praga, I would say, is also part, because if you can use one bus to carry about 40 passengers, you don't need about 20
So
Praga.
forgive me, let me throw you this question.
Yes.
If, for example, and today the Praga riders,
CD.
they have decided
I know
not
his name.
to work today. I would ask why and what impact it's going to have. But are we saying that if the Praga riders, for example, as they say that they're not working today, if they don't get to the CBD, will the CBD be decongested?
No, we'll have the congestion.
Why?
Because the other factors
Are still there.
resulting in the congestion
Okay.
are still persistent.
Would you say, as an expert in this, and you know, Randy, I'll be coming to you shortly,
Yeah.
because you've heard that the problem is not just about the Praga riders. There are the other factors. What are you doing about the other factors? I'll come to you shortly on that.
No worries.
But Doc, let me ask this question. From what we have observed so far and all the challenges that surrounds what, you know, the KMA has rolled out, do you think it's about time the KMA, for example, falls on an expert to seek expert advice? Someone like you. Should they, KMA say, okay, let's invite experts, a third party. This is what we intend to do. These are the challenges we're facing. How do we surmount them? Should such a thing come?
David, I think there are a lot of projects which they've engaged consultants to carry on. The reports are there. I think the problem is the implementation, right? Is the implementation, how it is done. But there are a lot of projects going on, a lot of consultants involved. The solutions have been prescribed, but implementation is the
So
problem.
the suggestions and the all the ideas have been made available.
Exactly.
But as to whether they are applying them or implementing them, it is a challenge.
It's clear that the implementation is not being done.
So Randy, do you have this research work done by his outfit?
I mentioned that it's my project. I brought the project he's mentioned. I brought the.
Are you implementing the recommendations in
And so I gave you a program lineup with respect to what we are doing when it comes to transport reorganization. And snipers of the report are the things that we've put together so as to ensure that we take the needed steps to make relevant the reports and documents that we have had consultants do for us. And so I'm pretty sure in my previous time here, I mentioned the plans, the activities the Assembly is taking with respect to transport reorganization. our situation with respect to vehicles on the street has been worsened by the reduction in number of vehicles that KJTR can take. KJTR before the reconstruction could take 1,000 to 1,200 vehicles. After reconstruction, it is now 108. Okay, and so even less than 10% of its original capacity. And that is what resulted in the setting up of the on-street stations. And these are stations that ply between 10 to 15 kilometers radius of the city. And so we have sections of the streets inside Edum and Dr. Mensah area being used for the purpose of augmenting the shortage that we have with respect to the KJTR space for, because Doc mentioned vehicles offloading and loading along the way and those things. In the previous years where we had an easy move into these areas, it was a little simple. The other factors too are that we have stations in almost all the terminals available, including illegal locations. Okay, and so it makes it attractive for illegal operators to just stand by the roadside and pick passengers, because the passenger will say, if I go to a Chamfor to go and pick a Gosoka, I will sit in it for an hour. There's another one at Adishia, there's another one.
We'll get there.
So all these
indulge me. Give me a yes or no, because I asked Doctor whether the research works and their findings and their recommendations are being rolled out.
Yeah.
He gave an answer. You heard it.
Yeah.
And you're saying that it's your baby, it's your idea, it's your this, it's your that. What the research found and the recommendations, are you applying them?
The transport reorganization, as I started answering your question with, is part of the things that we need to do to ensure that the findings from these studies, it's not only the sustainable urban, this sustainable urban mobility plan is not just for KMA, it is for 16 assemblies. So it's not just the CBD.
Are you implementing them?
Yes.
Yeah, Doc, do you feel that they're implementing them?
And I showed you, I've given you.
Doc, do you feel they're implementing them? Hold on for me, City. Okay. Doc, do you feel that they're implementing them?
No.
They're not implementing them?
No.
Doc, how do you implement them?
Okay, so
because you've seen the document on the transport reorganization.
Randy, allow him. Allow him, Randy. Thank you.
Yes, I've seen that, but still, people selling is going on. People jaywalking and trucks, for instance, loading and offloading the goods to stores, which is against KMA's bylaws. Yeah.
Did you find them in our document?
No, this is something in the bylaw, and this is something we found, that the trucks also impede the free flow of traffic.
What was your recommendation? Hold on for me, Randy. Doc, so what was your recommendation about people jaywalking, people offloading the goods? What was the recommendation you made to KMA?
So these are still go on with the law, which says that goods vehicles are not supposed to offload.
Randy, hold on for me.
I'm just giving him the time.
He knows it. 96.
Goods vehicles are not supposed to offload goods into the shops within the day period, but they should do that during the night period. I mean, you go to Edum now, it's still there. You see people selling on the walkways. I mean, all these.
So they're not implementing them.
For now, they've not.
We would like to go for a break. When we return, Randy, I would like for you to tell us, per your plan, what you intend to do about people who are selling on our roads, the unauthorized bus terminals on our roads. What the plan is per this transport organization. Because if you go to Dr. Mensah, for example, and I tried it some time ago, it was bad. You cannot drive. When you get to Dr. Mensah, it's a dual route, but you cannot drive there. When you go to KO towards, is it a Methodist bookshop or something?
Yep.
They have taken over the street traders from the pavement to the streets. It is bad. It is bad. When you go to KJTI itself, where Otunfo's statue is, to the right side, heading towards the KO area I'm talking about, traders have taken over the shoulders of the road. They have taken over part of the streets. What is the plan?
Area heading towards
Go to PZ. Go to PZ right now. People are selling all manner of things, from accessories of phones, a chair, or magic coining, you have a belt. They're selling all manner of things. You cannot drive. The taxi drivers have also their stations there. If you go to Swami, I mentioned earlier Swami, Asanteman area, they have a lot of lorry parks, buses parked there. They're heading towards Ashtown. City, hold on for me. City, hold on. So what is the actual plan for this? We'll be asking Randy to give us what the plan is, when they'll be rolling it out, and whether they'll be using military and police to ensure that the people comply. We'll be right back after these messages.
My reflect and say I'm going to Ghana. We get home.
Ben na watchini ana kemi for this share by say enya de obama mo mutwi pragana aye adwuma e wadum pampaso Dr. Mensa kejetia ane CBD ho ba bia asem ne beto dwa no enya de ye pragiafo no ede eno nti wo mo eye o ye kire pina ede kire se ye ekoso no mani anje ho ene dai kemi for esan ekotu anamo ebiemu wo mo eye asobrache no wo mo tete o mo pragia no pina ede ba kemi eno na she pragiafo no abufuo se kwan bia so obekwa akwadwo mo pragia eno nti pragiafo be ye ahanu 200 ekọ kemi ho esewani se okatira mo ni police fo no kai enam se na abufuo ewo mu nti emoba na omototo ye no ebi bo police fo ni tiri ho ebi bo so omoka ebi nso nsa nukreni na ani enyan pa enam so ema bambofo no so echi mu makomako edu emienu
Pragia for near process for.
Came one soundboard no.
Came no. And they came in. Drag out for. And they are process
If you haven't seen the videos and the pictures on Facebook yet, you can join us on Facebook, LUV 99.5 FM, and get to appreciate all that we're talking about. So we've had a series of conversations from the beginning of the rollout of a plan by the KMA to decongest the CBD. They call it the transport reorganization. Among some of their plans, they have decided to restrict the movement of Pragia riders or tricycles, for that matter, from entering the CBD. Now, last week, there were situations where there was a clash between the riders and some security persons, where some of them had their tricycles destroyed. And then last week again, we had some of their tricycles being seized, including this week, and it's led to some, demonstrations on our streets and rampaging at the KMA offices to take over their tricycles. In fact, the report that we have shows that some 46 tricycles were seized, and they forcibly took away 3. And so the KMA has in their possession 43 more. And because of that, they've brought some reinforcement to the KMA premises. They have military and police presence today, just to ensure that if any of these riders decide to, get to the KMA premises, they will not be able to have access to their tricycles. But before the break, I was asking, I mentioned a few places to you from the KDHR roundabout, where we have, sellers and traders selling all manner of things on the pavements, even on portions of the street, compelling people to walk in the middle of the street, thereby causing traffic is a problem. If you go to Swami and the Santaman, school area, we have several buses parked there unauthorized, stations there. If you go to the KO, the Roman Hill, the PZ, people have taken over our streets and they are selling. Per the master plan of this transport reorganization, what do you have in there about all this?
All right, Dave, thanks. And I have a very loud voice, so when I speak, it sounds as if I am annoyed. My voice is a little bit loud.
So you're telling your voice is annoying?
No, I would have to ask my wife how romantic do I sound. But just
you go on.
Not only down the cry and the voice in the TCT. The voice in the I know yakakra dada. I know
it's true because I've even lowered
so naturally
when you put up the microphone, the microphone will pick it.
Naturally.
So per the master plan.
So for transport reorganization, our first focus is on the on-street stations, because we created this as a response to the limited space that we have at KJT. Other than that, if we are not giving space for transport operators to ply their trade, the legal transport operators to ply their trade, then we are going to give way to illegal activities to flourish, because definitely people must move. But then the space that we have, so as to accommodate the vehicles in terms of terminal, is woefully limited. That is why the on-street thing came in. And so that is where our focus is on now, gathering the data, building it, because there are vehicles we know loading and offloading at some point, as Doc mentioned, and then you would arrest, you will put it down, fine, and those things. At a point in time, you would have some of them even run away and you are not able to get them. We are moving to the point where somebody loading where it is illegal and the person has a sticker put on it. We just pick the vehicle number, we go into our database, and then we let you know that you flouted this rule at this time, and then you need to. We want to move to the point of self-regulation.
Forgive me, for want of time, because I want to be activating the phone lines in a bit. So very quickly, tell us what your plans are.
So that is for the on-street. Then for
so for on-street, like Edum, for example.
Yes.
So what if I come there, I don't have a sticker?
You are, by the bylaw Doc mentioned, if you want to operate commercial service, you must belong to a union, you must belong to a station, you must affix your sticker.
If you don't have these things, you have no
business. You don't have business within
to operate commercially.
Yes, to operate commercially. And if the exercise starts, which is we are in the process of doing it.
How soon are we starting?
Well, we gave ourselves 3 months. We met them last Thursday, and they were saying that 3 months is a little bit too far off. And so we are hoping to limit, and you even offload